Today we're here and we have our third party opinion, Mr. Pineapple. He's going to offer his thoughts, his silent opinions. So our last video, I had briefly mentioned something that I thought we should probably talk about in this video, and that is that is college really necessary to actually just make a living? You need to go to college?
Well, now it's the time that everybody's graduating from college who've been in their indoctrination program.
Yeah, so is college, is it worth it, or are you just being indoctrinated? I mean, I know a lot of people who didn't go to college and did just fine and actually did very well for themselves. And yet they didn't spend the money or time on college.
Sure, there's obvious professions where advanced learning is necessary, like doctors and surgeons and things like that. People who need to have that full
education, and like, so if you want to be a surgeon, you want to cut people open, better have some college behind you and some learning behind you on how to do that. I get that. And lawyers, they have to have you have to go to law school for 2 years after your original 4-year degree. But I know in the past, though, a long time ago, to practice law, you didn't need a license. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they had law schools back in the founding fathers' days necessarily.
No, there was a famous person who was a lawyer but wasn't formally educated. I can't remember. I don't want to say because I probably sound really stupid. I'm not a history buff, so.
But still, overall, there's a lot of professions that I think a good mentorship or even trade schools are extremely valuable.
Right. So you can go to trade school for like how long? I mean, like a year, maybe even less, depending on the trade.
Yeah, some are longer, but those are basically centered on hands-on learning.
Right. Don't you think that it would be a better idea if young people, when they're in like grade school and even high school, that the institutions kind of take a look at you and see what you're good at, right? If you're a good speaker, or then maybe you can get into some kind of a public speaking type of a job, or if you've got a good artistic nature ability, maybe you can go into that direction. But it doesn't seem like the schools really gear you for what you're good at. They just put you in a lot of general things that don't like focus on your strengths. And so, I mean, even when you go to college, it seems like it's kind of a waste of time that they give you classes that you don't really, that have nothing to do with what you're going to be doing as a career.
I remember even in like elementary and junior high school that there used to be aptitude and proficiency tests, not just your core knowledge, but there were all these questionnaires that would kind of show people what you had a natural leaning towards.
I never had that.
That could be encouraged.
We never had that. I don't know what school you went to.
You have a very strong artistic side. No use you need to necessarily take biology classes.
Right. It's a waste.
Totally unnecessary.
So I know personally a lot of people who didn't go to college, or they maybe only had a semester or two of college, and that just went in and got jobs, maybe like in an office, and ended up making a ton of money. Like, even if you're a secretary in a law firm, you can start out at the bottom, like not making that much because you don't have the experience. But if you stay there and you work your way up, you can make tons of money. I mean, you can make $100,000 a year as a legal secretary. I mean, and you don't have to have college necessarily. So, and I know people that have done that and didn't waste any money or time on college. Personally speaking, I never liked school. I don't know about you, but I remember being in kindergarten. I'm not a school person. I remember being in kindergarten and going, oh my God, get me out of here. I can't stand this. And even in school, when I was in grade school, I remember going, oh my god, I have to be in this for like 12. Sorry, our dog's bothering us again. Get out of here, dog. I remember thinking, oh my god, I have to be in school for how many more years? 12 years. I just couldn't. I hated school so much. I wasn't a school person, and I mean I know people that are school people though. They're few and far between though, because most kids can't wait to get it. I mean, I used to clock watch when I was in the classroom. My eyes were on the clock as soon as it was time to get out of there. Man, I was out. So,
Um,
mm,
a lot of money ends up getting spent with all these institutions. People are going into massive debt, and for what? They're not necessarily going to be using some of those
yeah.
skills.
If you just want to make money in life, you're not interested in going into a profession like doctor or the engineer. If you just want to make money and that's what you're interested in, you're not interested in being a doctor to help people, to cure people, stuff like that, you don't really need to go to college. I mean, you don't. You can start in a company, start low on the totem pole and be a good worker and do all the right things to where you get promoted and then you start making some good money. I think that a lot of young people don't want to start out that way. They feel um, maybe impatient and they don't want to start out at the bottom and then work their way up. Um, and I don't know.
I think it takes a good matter of self-discipline, and somebody can actually self-teach themselves a lot of things. Like one of the most important things for anybody growing up is to learn how money works.
Yeah. You think if I owned a small business, I would be if when you own a small business, you have a unique opportunity to change somebody's life. You can take somebody who doesn't have any experience, put them in a position, train them how to do that. Train them. If you need a bookkeeper, take somebody with the right attitude, bring them in, train them to do bookkeeping instead of wanting someone with, like college or experience or whatever. You could change their life if they're the right person and they're a hard worker. You have that opportunity to do that and to give back to like society by changing a person's life. So, you know, I think I would if I was a business owner, I would do that. What do you think, Mister? What do you call that thing? What is that thing?
The pineapple.
A pineapple. So, but I don't think college is for everybody. And I don't know. I don't. In my opinion, and how I feel about life, I don't think it's necessary because I think people mostly just want to make enough money to live. They're not interested in like I don't know, like
Changing the world.
changing the world, cutting people open and taking their organs out and stuff like that. I think just most people just want a decent paycheck and be able to live a decent life because of that. So I don't really think college is necessary. I started two small businesses in the past, and they were actually successful. And it didn't require any college to do it.
I still think the trades are incredible. They're always in demand.
Right,
People need stuff done.
right, and you can learn a trade in a short period of time as opposed to a 4 year college. And when you go to college for 4 years, there's no guarantee you're even going to get a job when you come out. And a lot of the kids coming out of college are making just as much as the people that didn't go to college. So, but I guess it depends on the career you choose. Um, but so, is it really worth it? I don't know. I hated school, man. I just hated it. I got out of high school. It's like I'm done. I'm free, and I took maybe like a year off, and I didn't go to school. And I started going part time, but um,
There's a lot of opportunities in the trade schools too. They have scholarships and
but is
all
it
those things.
necessary? I mean, okay, so yeah, you can go to trade school, and that's needed. But like, is college even necessary to make money? No, it's not necessary. It's not. You can start your own business and make money, right? You can start with a small business and In the beginning, you may not be making as much money, but as time goes on, your business will start to grow and expand. You start hiring people, and then you start making more money. And then eventually, as years go by, you can become pretty wealthy having your own business. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Do you think, Mr. Pineapple? I think a lot of employers are looking for the right person or someone with experience. So college, I don't know. I think nowadays they're seeing a lot of people, and this is, you may not agree with this. You may be a college person and not agree with this. That's fine. But um, I don't know. I just think that some of the people are coming out of college um, have these wonky attitudes about everything. I don't know.
Well, sometimes it comes with crazy classes that people are taking too that have absolutely very little bearing on anything that's going to help them career wise.
No, it's just going to twist their minds and make them negative against
Everything.
everything and the country that you live in. If you don't like the country, you don't have to live here. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, you have the freedom to leave. How about that?
Leave. Go to a country where you got to wear a headscarf, or else you get arrested. See how that works for you. So I'm sorry. In my opinion, this is the greatest country in the world to live in. It has its problems, but it's still the greatest country in the world to live in. It just is. And I feel really blessed that I was born here and you were born here. And